Reels to Rants podcast.
Welcome back to episode 2.
Episode 2.
From Reels to Rants.
Yeah.
We talk everything on the silver screen.
And rant about everything in between.
I'm Wolff.
I'm Dawks. And this week, kind of left some notes on it. We are moving into the quiet place. Too loud. The quiet place, guys. This
You're dead already.
Dead is it? The opening movie was in 2018. Is when this one came out. The movie stars our boy, the good John Krasinski, beautiful
Actor. Both of them, actress.
Yeah,
phenomenal. Phenomenal.
And one thing that threw me off base, I never would have guessed. The shit was produced by Michael Bay.
Was it?
Yes, and there were no explosions. When I say threw me off,
I didn't know that Michael Bay produced it.
Yeah.
I thought it was them. Like I thought he directed, right? He directed.
Yeah, he directed.
Okay.
John Krasinski directed it, which is crazy too to think. As a director, why would you be the one to kill yourself off in a movie? It's crazy.
But if it's for the story, because it couldn't have.
We gonna get there.
Yeah.
So to start off,
wait. Before we get into this,
okay,
because I wanted to do something new this week. So as you know, we talked a little bit last week, and I came up with this fun idea to test our movie buff knowledge, but using AI.
Okay.
And so for those savvy in the AI space, ChatGPT, you can create GPTs, which is like your own kind of custom little AI that you can train to kind of do what you want. And so I came up with one for us, and what it does is you tell it whether you want a movie, a TV show, or anime, and then you give it a level. You say easy, medium, or hard, and then what it's going to do, big pause, it's going to describe the movie as poorly as it can, and you have to guess what it is.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try the voice version, and see if it will like pick up well. Let me make sure my volume is up, so that we can just talk to it. Now keep in mind, like it will like cut off if we interrupt it. So like let it read the thing out, and then we can try to guess. I mean, So let's see how this goes. It's loading now.
It's thinking.
Hopefully it can hear. Let's move the mic as close as we can.
It's loading.
It seems like you're trying to set up something with sound. Are you testing out a mic or setting up a recording? Let me know what you're working on.
Yeah, we're good now. So I want to play the screen scramble game. I would like to pick, we'll say TV, and we'll go medium to start.
Great. Let's jump into it. Here's your medium difficulty TV show description.
Okay.
A group of friends spends years hanging out in one location while constantly making questionable life decisions, including unhealthy relationships and strange career moves. Most of their problems could easily be solved with basic communication, but instead, they drag them out across many episodes. Despite the chaos, they somehow manage to remain
most TV
close,
shows.
even as life throws every absurd situation possible their way. What's your guess?
Is that Friends?
You got it. That was Friends. Nicely done. Want to try another one?
Yeah, can we
Maybe switch it up with a different difficulty.
let's do a movie this time, and let's do hard. Pause.
Why is ChatGPT such a bad, witty bitch?
She can hear you.
Aha, I love the enthusiasm. Let's dive into a hard one, and we'll stick
Pause.
with movies.
We'll dive into a hard
Here
one.
you go. A man's road trip with his son gets interrupted by a series of unpleasant surprises, including family issues, bizarre creatures, and existential crises. He struggles to hold it together while trying to teach his son some basic life lessons. Along the way, they meet some strange and unfriendly people, and by the end of it, both are left wondering if the whole thing was worth the trouble. What's your guess?
I muted it so it can't pick up.
I don't know that one.
Okay.
It sounds interesting though.
Can we get a hint?
Sure. Here's a cryptic hint for you. The father and son aren't exactly what you'd call human, and their journey isn't happening in the real world, but in a place where logic doesn't always apply. Does that help? Any guesses now?
Real world. Hold on, you got it.
Is it iRobot?
Good guess, but it's not iRobot. Think a little more surreal. This movie has a lot of weird characters and scenes that feel almost dreamlike, but there's also a strong focus on the father-son bond. Would you like another hint or to keep guessing?
You give me another hint. I'm sad about our movie knowledge.
Don't feel bad. These hard ones are tricky on purpose. Here's another hint.
Thanks for that.
The father in this
support.
story is a skeleton, and his son is, well, let's say, not quite the normal kind of kid you'd expect. Does that narrow it down?
Absolutely not. Just tell me what it is. I'm over this.
All right, no worries. The movie I was describing is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Why Jack Skellington?
Jack Skeleton ain't got a son though.
On a surreal journey
It's the fucking dog.
Yeah, oh God, Zero is not
as he tries to bring Christmas
pet people with their pets, pet parents.
I was in my mind when they said he's a skeleton. I was like, "There's no way that's Jack Skellington."
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna have to tweak that. But no, so
No, that was fire.
okay, yeah, it's fun.
That's
So
fine.
I'll tweak it and I'll make it. Like I tried to tell it, so
Part of my hair, Daddy needs a haircut.
you do need a haircut, but it's fine. We still love you. It is tricky because like you want it to like. I don't want it to embellish because like when I was testing it out and trying different movies, it was really good, but it would make shit up like that. Like Jack Skellington doesn't have a son. He's got Zero, a pet. And I get that they're describing it poorly. So like where's the line between poor and like just outright wrong? So like I'll play with it. I'll tweak it. Look for that next time. And eventually once I get it right, I'll make this public on the GPT store and then anybody can play with it. So it'll be fun. So back to...
Walk like some people play with it. Anyway, moving on.
Fuck you. I do not.
A Quiet Place 2018.
Wait, okay, hold on. Wait a second. I know. So are we going in chronological order or do we want to like release order? We're going in release order.
Release order.
Okay.
So 2018.
If that's what you want to go with
A
it.
Quiet Place. Boy, do I got some hot takes for y'all. So first, I say the biggest thing is, right, when the movie opens up, you get a desolate town that they never really explain where shit's happening.
You find out, though.
Where was this at?
You
I know the
Okay.
day one was New York.
Okay, so think about where they go on the island, right? So think about that's the end goal. And you saw on the map where they were at, and when they...
I won't read that close to the map.
Okay. Well, I'm going to need you to pay attention to things more, sir. If you look at back in, it was in part 2, where they were, where they heard the radio, and he's like telling her, he's like, you're in the valley, like you're not like that. So I'm assuming that they're somewhere probably in upstate New York. Because it's not the city, but there's no way that they would have been able to travel that long and far to get to be close enough where it was a day's walk to the boat. So I'm assuming they have to be in upstate New York.
So,
but yeah, so back to...
I'm going to say this shit now when we get to day one and break it down. Anybody from New York is going to fucking hate it. I'm going to put some screen pops all up in this bitch so y'all know I won't trip it. But just wait till we get there. So anyway, opening scene kind of threw me for a loop, right? So when the movie cuts in, they're walking around, not really sure what's really going on. Everybody's barefooted, walking on dirt and sand and shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Muffles the sound.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense. So who I thought was a little boy was actually a little girl, the youngest daughter. She gets the rocket ship.
Wait, that was the one that gets... Yeah, not the deaf one.
Yeah, the one that gets murked.
That was a girl?
That was a girl.
Oh, dang. Okay. Okay.
I
I mean, fair. Like, you got a little beanie on and, like, warm clothes. So fine. Whatever. It don't matter.
So, John Krasinski, his character's name is Lee.
Yeah, Lee.
He pops the batteries out of it. Cool. Now, I'm only speaking for me as a parent. If I take a toy for my child, I'm not walking away first. Because I know what you're going to do.
You can put the batteries back in that bitch.
You're going to take this bitch, put the batteries back in. So they walk the fuck out. Mom and dad walk out.
Nah.
The deaf sister gives it to her anyway, which is cool. Like, that's what a big sister does.
No. Yeah, I mean, fair.
Here goes the really first hot take. Who was the real villain in A Quiet Place?
Well, okay, so this is where maybe some people agree, some people disagree. I don't think no matter what type of post-apocalyptic thing you're looking at, it's never the monster. It's always people that are the enemy. It's never the monster. It's the people. Because, and I'm not even talking to the family dynamic, right? Like, I think I know where you're going. The big sister was trying to oust the little one.
Big sister is the villain of the fucking movie.
Nah. I don't think so. I mean, I'll let you land, but like, I think the overall, it's yeah.
Let me explain. I can't remember her name. This bitch can't remember her real name. This bitch systematically took out everybody she fucked with. She gave her little sister the rocket ship with the batteries. Turned around and got her murked, right?
Right.
She's the real reason John Krasinski died.
I mean,
Because
her actions
of the movie, she was an asshole.
Okay, think about it
Don't
from.
go in the basement. Why can I go in the basement, bitch? Because I said no. Don't go in the basement. She runs out. Here, take your hearing aid with you. I don't want it. It's not gonna work like all the other ones. I'm trying to help you. Take the fucking hearing aid. She runs off. I'm taking my son to go get some fish later on in the movie. Stay with your pregnant mother. Make sure she's safe. The baby could be here at any time. Right? What does she do? Packs her fucking bags and leaves.
Okay.
Right?
I see. I mean, yes. From that perspective, I would agree. Like, it looks like she's doing all this stuff systematically to take people out. But I think
wait till we get to the second one. It gets worse.
Oh, chill. I think the point that I saw from that is like she didn't think that the baby sister was gonna do what she did. Obviously, because kids are little, they don't think, bro. You've got kids, right? They don't think shit through. They think in the immediate moment. I see it every day. Yeah. They don't think about what happens next. So she's thinking, I'm going to be the cool big sister and I'm going to give him the batteries and then we'll get somewhere safe and he'll be able to play with it and feel like a little kid.
But she couldn't hear it.
But if she could hear it, I think she's old enough to know the danger that would come. Right. So, but then you got to think about now she's feeling all this guilt because she did cause the death of her baby sister.
Death toll number 1.
So she knows that this was her fault, and she thinks that her parents blame her.
Yeah.
Right? So I get where you're coming from, but the reason I think she's being an asshole and she's being distant is because she thinks her dad doesn't love her because he killed.
Which was a poignant moment in the movie. I agree. Like, she didn't think dad.
Because get to the end, she wouldn't be so distraught, and she wouldn't care if she was like a psychopath, a sociopath trying to kill people.
Just wait.
No. We're not getting. I'm talking about right now. It's not gonna blow my mind.
It is, because remember, they're literally between the first one and the second one are, let's give it at most a week apart. In terms of when they start moving, at least a week apart.
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably at most a month.
At most a month, I'll even take that. Wait till we get to the second one, and you see how she simply breaks people down and gets more people killed. She's a menace.
Hold up.
To society.
She's not a menace to society. This is gonna be fun because I highly disagree with you. But okay, so we've got that take, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there. I want to break down some of the things about how like your boy John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are actors.
Before we get there, still movie take though, right? Would you survive A Quiet Place?
Without the kids, absolutely.
I wouldn't. I snore. I'd be dead in the first
minute. See,
when I close my eyes, I'm dead.
I got my snoring under control.
I don't. Dead as shit.
You just need to find a place that you can pad down and kill the echoes. You just go get a bunch of foam and mattresses. You could protect yourself.
I don't think it'll work.
It'll work.
It'll work. Anyway, but go ahead.
Yes. I want to see if you, as a parent, if you would agree. I don't think a non-parent could have shown that scene in the beginning we're talking about, the sound goes off and it cuts to his face and that terror. I mean, real terror, because I don't think anybody could imagine. Like, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, like putting myself in that situation, walking with my family, knowing the danger, and you hear the one thing you don't want to hear, and I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It's radiating through me right now, the panic and fear that I would feel in that moment. And like he was booking barefooted nonetheless,
right.
And that's got to be killer on your feet, because I don't care how much sand you put down, the rough hard ground it's hard. Pause. So I don't know. There's some great actors out there that aren't parents, or maybe that could have like given almost as good, but I think like there's moments in that movie where a husband, a father, you just can show something raw and different, because you can, like, when he comes in, when he comes into the bathroom and he sees the blood in the bathtub, and he's like thought she's dead, gone. And he's just like melted.
It looked like he was about to eat that shot.
Yeah.
Fuck these kids.
Yeah.
He's about to Kurt Cobain himself.
Yeah, and then he sees the hand and he's like, okay.
That hand would have scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, facts.
Bloody hand.
So here's the thing. I am a very jumpy person.
I'm not.
And so, like, most of the time I'm not, but like there are moments like if I'm not, and again, you have to put yourself in that kind of situation. If I'm in the post-apocalypse and there are these monsters that are making sounds, I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But somebody that I would have, and been gone. Yeah.
Fuck, we're dead, babe. Sorry.
Yeah, done. Oops, my bad.
But yeah, really good actors and actresses, or I don't know what the world we live in today. Everybody's just an actor. They don't want to reference it as a woman, but yeah, very talented in what they do. Also a very good Emily Blunt movie. Also had your boy Tom Cruise in it. Edge of Tomorrow.
Facts.
We gonna get there, because that movie, woo.
We'll have to do just like an overall like science fiction or I want to do like a post-apocalypse segment and talk about
absolutely.
Our post-apocalypse, because I want to get into Walking Dead, the new Walking Deads, the spinoffs.
Which is crazy, because I still to this day haven't finished The Walking Dead. I'm on the last season. I stopped watching it.
You need to finish it.
I'm gonna finish it, but yeah, we'll get there. I took note of one thing that I thought was a very good takeaway for how they wrote the movie too. To think of, let's call it because I made a point in day one, what she had was an iPod Nano.
Yeah.
So 2004.
At the very least, 2004, 2005, I would think, is a time.
So let's say the movie was like this one. The first one was like in 06. So during that time and knowing where we came from, like, again, cars, planes, trains, everything that you have entertainment-wise, too, to be debased to such a primitive way of living. I'm barefooted because I don't want to get stabbed on later. We're growing our own food. Mm-hmm. We're going back to the river to catch fish.
Yeah.
Like, such a primitive way of living with a family, and you're still thriving.
Right.
You found a way of entertainment of playing Monopoly on a rug.
Right.
So,
first of all, that right there was one thing that I was like, you can't play Monopoly like that in a post-apocalypse where you got to be quiet, because there ain't nobody playing Monopoly, ain't flipping the motherfucking table and going, fuck you.
Bitch, you owe me some money.
Right.
Like,
it's 4 a.m, Grandma.
But it was really good the way that you would think that just because of the way that the world works now, who would really survive if all you had to do was live off the land?
Not many people.
And they were thriving.
Yeah. Well, that's where they lived, though.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm assuming they were doing that stuff probably already.
You think they set up lights throughout the entire farm?
Oh, maybe not lights throughout but that eventually, yes. You assume that they had some setup before, like they didn't show it. But I'm thinking back to part 2 where they're doing the flashback of day 1 from their perspective. Yeah. His hands were already dirty, so he was doing something out on a farm. So like I'm assuming they came from and he had like some type of engineering or electronics background to be messing with that. So he had to, I'm assuming they were doing something. And then they moved to to where they are for like a quieter like place. But
think about it though, like he was able to equip the farm in the DEFCON 1.
Right.
Hey, if something really happens, the light's gonna go from yellow to red. Boom.
Yeah.
Like that much forward thinking.
Yeah.
In a post-apocalyptic world. I thought it was super dope.
Yeah.
Also, the aliens in the jungle are called Death Angels.
Well, people named them that. They didn't. They that's not their official name.
That should be the official name.
Well, I like it. That's what I. Yeah, it did.
It caused a whole lot of death.
And we're gonna get into that too because I have some thoughts and theories on the Death Angels and what they might be or their purpose.
Okay, I ain't go too deep into the purpose.
So,
but also in a post-apocalyptic world where sound can get you killed. I'm not making any fucking jokes. I don't want nobody around me that's even thinking about being funny because I laugh and I cackle.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
facts. Die. Well, and the other thing too is like that's what made it like partly fun and partly like obviously I know fear and terror is a thing that will change people and make you adapt, especially with children, right? Children are quick to adapt. So like you see lots of themes throughout like day one where you see the kids and they're just they watch and they observe. They have to. That's how they survive, period, right? Even technologically advanced civilization or not, the kids will be the fastest ones to learn because that's
carry on anyway.
Right. But even outside of that, that's just how babies and kids are just, their brains are sponges. They learn because they rely on their parents or their bigger people in the family to take care of them. If you don't have that, they're going to figure it out. You know what I mean? Or they're not. I like the idea. Well, I mean, obviously, this was the thing I was slightly irritated with, but also is one of those dumb moments where you think, like, how do they not think this? So it's like you have these creatures that are obviously, you can tell that if you have to be quiet and they're playing off sound, that sound would also be their weakness.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how did nobody think of that?
I came across a realization, like, in the last one. in day one, right? So, the way that they were systematically taking people out, I hear a sound, I'm charging at your full speed.
Right.
Has nobody ever thought of putting their fingers in the motherfuckers' heads and just fingering their brains will explode?
If they could do it without getting chopped in half.
Think about how many times throughout all three of the films, they were so close to people. You mean to tell me you could just be like...
You also have to remember that they're fucking terrified.
I'm gonna finger your head.
Bro. Bullshit aside, there's no way that you aren't thinking straight when that thing is all up in your grill, inches away from death.
I'll be like, oh shit, I think I can kill it.
Nah, because you go...
And I'm gonna finger their head.
And it's chopping you in half.
I'm gonna take a deep breath like I'm a sniper.
Nah.
I'm a finger fuck their skull till their head blow up.
Nah. I mean, listen. So that was the... Okay. Jumping ahead to part 2, right? Uh-huh. So part 1, we've got the dad makes the ultimate sacrifice. Ultimate. Like, the part where...
And a very touching scene of, I love you.
Yeah, I've always loved... Yeah.
I was like, yo.
Yeah, I was...
That shit gave me goosebumps. I was like, I've always loved you.
And that's why I think your idea from her falls, because she was...
Oh, no.
No, she was... distraught at that point, and then how she came to her dad's defense when we met Cillian Murphy, and he was like, you don't know facts, you don't know my dad, like, you don't know him, you're nothing like him. Like, so part 2 opening thing.
Part 1.
I mean, I
still have some asshole
okay, well then go ahead with your asshole points.
So before asshole point, real quick, are you having babies in a post-apocalyptic world where sound gets killed?
Okay, first of all,
I'm not even fucking.
We don't know how far it's been since and they did the flashback. Was she pregnant then?
No. Remember when the youngest daughter got killed, she wasn't pregnant. And then when they caught up to it, it was like 347 days later. Some shit like that.
Yeah, nah, I mean, well, here's the... Do you have a choice? Like, you go into the pharmacy to find if they got Plan B and shit like that? Like, what if they don't?
I'm just not fucking. I'm lying. I'm saying,
I was about to say, you damn lying.
Just knowing fucking will get you killed. Think about it.
I mean,
you ain't getting yams, and it's no sounds coming out.
I told you, I'm fucking soundproofing some rooms. Ain't gonna be Nah, it's just gonna be soundproofed. Duct tape.
Whole lot of duct tape, whole lot of mattresses.
Nah, the logistical hard part would be, I wouldn't be able to think straight because obviously with the kids we got now, what am I doing with them?
Yeah.
It'd have to be while they're asleep, but even still, like, you're not like. I'm not sleeping in separate rooms from my kids in the post-apocalypse. We sleeping in the same room.
Because they gonna roll with an elbow something, a lantern, and now I gotta put fire out.
That was the other thing that gave me stress. Just thinking about like watching this movie and just thinking in my head, like, nope, couldn't do that because that little motherfucker's too loud.
Yep.
Couldn't do that because that little motherfucker screams all the goddamn time. You say no to the little one and they just start screaming.
And you put
Anyways,
a baby in again, just. When John Krasinski was writing the movie, he had to have thought all this shit.
100%.
Even down to the part where he's on top of the corn mill, and he's got to put the little fire to let people know that they're still. I guess here's our signal, we're still alive over here.
Right.
He flicked the lighter under his jacket to help muffle the sound.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like...
I would imagine he probably had parts where they were going through this, and he's probably got someone, or, I mean, he could also just be a genius and have thought this through, but there's probably people going, that's going to make too much noise, or doing something like, how you going to, so I would imagine, like, if it were me, like, I'd be having one of them little decibel meters around, like, the thing.
At all times.
Speaking of which, that is, I saw that in the actual game is live on PlayStation. It's like $30.
Commercial for this shit. She gave birth by herself.
So that I'm glad we went back because that was another piece. We were talking about this the other day when we were driving, and I was talking about the movie and like telling her because I was there for both of the kids' births.
Yeah.
And like to be able to go through that alone without making a sound, or at least trying to, because I mean there's going to be some sounds, but like the fear, the terror, the panic, but the just straight up fucking savagery.
Right.
Savagery.
And what I also thought was funny, I know that they couldn't add into the movie, but the only false part about that baby about her giving birth was no doo-doo in the tub.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
It was blood. I was like, he saw blood.
Right.
He don't think she had the baby because they no doo-doo.
Right.
And it was doo-doo in the tub. Like, oh shit. Now my wife and baby gone. Now this is blood. They must have just got her, but yeah. But the assholery. So, I said she got the little girl killed at the beginning. She got a little sister killed. She was the reason that John Krasinski got killed. As he sacrificed himself to save his kids. If she wasn't such an asshole, John Krasinski would still be alive. And the little sister...
Why do you say that?
The only reason that John Krasinski got killed was because she didn't listen to her brother. Stay here. Pops is coming for us. No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's always said he's going to come for us. If brother then would not have been trying to save older sister and fell into the cornmeal.
Yeah, facts. Okay.
I
get what you're like. They're all parts that add up, but I don't think that it's.
She's a menace.
She has poor. What's the word I'm looking for? Poor impulse control because she's a child. She's a child. Nah, she's a child.
Because really,
poor impulse control.
Having any hearing when they crash landed on Earth, it did something to her brain. Her amygdala got fucked up, and now they're semi-controlling her. She's a pet to them.
Oh, now you're just getting into conspiracy theories.
Yes.
We'll do that another episode.
She's a menace.
She's not a menace.
She is.
I don't think they have that kind of control.
But I did say it was a very solid movie. The scare down with the monster at the very end, like this is where, again, goosebumps. Emily Blunt goes into mommy mode.
Oh, facts.
Bitch, I gotta protect my kid.
You don't think she ever left mommy mode? She's in mommy mode 20.
After stepping on a fucking nail.
Facts. I would have cried like a baby and screamed like Homeboy did in number 2 when his ankle got yanked by the bear trap.
I made a point of that too. Like when I first thought, I was like, "Yo, he took this shit like a G." This motherfucker looked down and said, "Ah!" Said,
yeah, because it hadn't hit him yet. The shock was like, "Okay, what's going on? Oh my god!" And then you gotta you gotta think about that from the viewpoint of, we're in a post-apocalypse. Ain't no fucking doctors. Ain't no hospital. I gotta walk places. I'm gonna die. This is it. I'm gonna die. That's what's going to hit through his mind. He looked at all that, and all those thoughts came, and he was like, "I'm fucking dead. So I'm gonna scream my head off."
Can't fucking run if I'm missing a foot. But I did say very solid movie. Like I said, the closing scene on the first one of Emily Blunt pumping the shotgun after blowing this thing's head off was fire.
Okay, I want to talk about that.
It was a great way to end the movie, like boom.
Okay, no, not that one. That was the end of the first one. Okay, so yeah, first one, great movie. The way they get you to be on the edge of your seat and like holding your breath through like most of the movie, because you hear the.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, and it made me think of was that I'd never played the game, but I'd seen people play the game, The Last of Us, with the little clickers. Nah, bro, I don't be doing with them fucking scary movies, bro. Video games either. It's too immersive for me.
Survival horror.
Yeah, hell no.
Shit.
Nah.
The Last of Us, but yeah, that's how it was.
The clickers, yeah. So you heard the clickings, and so I'm like, the whole, because I'd watched people play it, and I'm like, you hear the clicking, I'm like, oh shit, here they come, shut the fuck up, you know. And you're just sitting there, you're quiet, but like, yeah, the first one was a movie. The parallels of like, again, being in that post-apocalypse where they come across the old man, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like my first thought in every movie like that is it's the people. It's not the monsters. It's not whatever thing that's causing it. It's the people you have to worry about, because when there's no resources and food is scarce and you're trying to protect but you know, you're a parent, you're a father or a mother or whatever. You've got someone to protect, and you're. You know, there's that, and then there's also the people who are by themselves and the selfishness of like, I'm gonna outlive you, so like I'm gonna take from you. You know, that's always the thing that gets me with those movies. It's like, you know, we're not talking about it, but like The Walking Dead, it wasn't the zombies. It was never the zombies.
Yeah, it was
they were a factor, but it was the people. Yeah, it was the people.
I want what you have.
Right.
You live in a better place of town than I do. Right. It's more secure. Right. Alexandria.
Right, facts.
Now I gotta kill all them.
But yeah, the first one was good. But I want to go into the second one because
we'll get ratings at the end, but I'll let you take over. How'd you feel about number 2?
Number 2,
which came out in 2021, by the way,
was great. A couple things about that tripped me out, or not tripped me out, but like, okay, so this whole time you're living, you know, these things are damn near indestructible. They fucking tear you apart. You can't make a noise, you know, all the things, right? So there's all these things that you've got to think about and contend with, and you basically just, there's no hope. You know that if these fucking things get you, you're gone, you're dead, done. There's no way to protect yourself. There's no, at least that's what we assume at this point, right? So if I'm homeboy, Cillian Murphy, and I'm watching as this fucking mom carrying a box, and these kids come, and the fucking brother snaps his leg, and they deal with that. And then, first of all, you know, I'm assuming, I'm putting myself in his shoes. I'm going to step back a couple thoughts. If I've got my family with me, and these motherfuckers are rolling up on me, and I got you in my sight,
dead.
You ain't coming for me. Bam, right? Now, single, by myself, solo dolo, little Emily Blunt number, come running down with some kids. I can be a stepdaddy. But so all jokes aside, so I'm in his shoes. I'm looking at the thing, and then when I see her fucking do the thing, and it freaks out, and she fucking boom, boom. How was he not fucking hype? Like, how the fuck did you do that? That would have been my first fucking question.
Figure that shit out.
Facts. I would have dragged you motherfuckers in there. Tell me what you did.
Yes, I need to know.
How did you do that? Because
all
that was that too. But even then, it's like, you know, and I get from his perspective, like I had to think about it in the moment, because my first thought was like, how the fuck are you not hype about this? How the fuck are you not wanting to like learn this and tell everybody? You know what I mean? Like, now you have a weapon now. Like, let's replicate this thing, right? At the very least, so I can protect my goddamn self, right? But then I'm like, okay. You learn through, like, he lost his wife, his kid, like, he literally watched everybody he loved die.
I had a question about that. So, this is more like last act of the movie.
Well, I don't know wife. He mentioned something, but...
No. It was wife. Because remember, he kept saying, like, don't mention my wife. When everybody was gone and only little boy and baby were left, before Emily Blunt came back, when he traversed upstairs and he opened those curtains, whose bodies were those? Was that his wife?
Wait, bodies?
Yeah.
There were bodies still up there. I don't remember that. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch that.
They were like mummified looking corpses behind it, because that's what made him scream. And the thing came in, he just got down. That was like right before he got back to the vault and forgot to put the towel in the way.
Right. The little boy. Okay.
Yeah, go back and watch that. Just like that specific part, you'll see, like, because I was blown. I was like, wait, was Cillian Murphy lying? Like, did he kill his wife, or did she really just die?
You know what, though? And that's another thing you got to think about, too, because that's right now, I remember, he mentioned that she was, like, sick. Yeah. And she was going through it. So, like, that's the other thing, is, like, okay, do I want my kids to go through something horrible by, like, especially, okay, I'm thinking about my kids at their age now, and I'm not going to tell specifics, but they're young, not survivable on their own, that's the thing that I would struggle with, is like, especially if it was just me and not me and my wife, right, and it was just me or just one of us, like, would I want them to be, obviously I would never wish or want to do anything to my children, but like in that situation, like, what's worse, me dying and leaving them to possibly die horribly on their own or die of starvation, or just take us all out, because I'm not living without them. And I'm not going to be the one that does that. But I'm talking about the thoughts. The thoughts of...
I'll take them out. I'll carry them with me. But yeah.
That's deep. Yeah. But so I didn't think about that. But now I'm wondering, like, because she was sick.
Yeah.
And so...
She's upstairs. She's moaning. She's groaning. Bitch, you going to get us killed.
Right.
I need you to be quiet.
I think she would understand, though. Like, as a mom, I think she would be like, fucking, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
You know? Protect the baby. Let me go.
What do? You cut her throat so she can't scream anymore? Choke her out? And then she's kicking all over the table and shit. I was thinking about all this shit. I was thinking back, like, what really happened? And that's a part of the story. Like, even the deleted scene show that shit.
Right.
Like, I want to know what really happened in that situation.
Right.
But, no, I agree. The way that Cillian Murphy was lining up his sniper shot, which, amazing, by the way. But you're seeing all this stuff transpire in front of you. Your thoughts are, if I scream and get hype, I'm going to give away my location.
Right, but still, like, I'd be like...
It was like, do I go down and save them?
Right.
Right? And then, again...
Oh, yeah, you got to...
Goofy writing kind of happened in the movie.
Right.
Jump down the hole. Emily Blunt had the baby. How the fuck she get down there?
Factual. I didn't even think about that. I'm just sitting here like, it's one of those things where, like, they don't show it because it's like you just assume like they got down there somehow. Yeah. But like, he jumped first.
I was sitting back like, how was she?
What would have been funny is you just see the box and then the baby roll out the box.
Y'all would have been dead. Goddamn baby.
As she parkours down there.
Right. Just, baby's gonna tumble out the box and shit. But also, I had to
we're going to
like,
hell for that one.
We definitely are. What were they timing? Like, were they timing the air supply in the vault?
Yes.
How did the kids know how much time was
He probably told them.
When?
Again, it's an assumption because they don't show it, but like he gets in there and he times it, so he knows. So at some point, I would assume he told them, like, you've got to, or he's got a watch in there that already has a set time, so you just hit the button.
I didn't think about that.
So I just thought about it now because I'm
but
smart.
This is where more menace activity comes to play, right? You can't leave, bitch. I need you. This is your little brother talking to you.
Yeah.
You already almost got me killed in the farm where you killed Dad.
Okay.
You cannot leave.
She's being altruistic. She's got a thing to save people.
Mom needs you. Baby needs you. You can't leave. So you leave in the middle of the night and leave this nigga a note. Right?
Yeah.
And you take mom's shotgun.
Okay, yeah, that was a little cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
Homeboy's
got a rifle. But Homeboy's got a rifle, though.
He has a rifle.
But it's a rifle.
All of that.
First of all, let's be real about this. Let's be real about this for a second. Shotgun or not, if she left them with the shotgun without the hearing aid thing, they dead in the water anyways. Because them shotguns, they eating them shots.
True. But you take the shotgun with you, only thinking about yourself.
Yeah, I gotta survive.
I got the hearing aid.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna leave my mom.
I can save the world, so I gotta go and protect myself.
You probably thought Thanos was the hero of the MCU, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
She's Thanos.
She's not Thanos.
She gets to the train, which also kind of blew my mind, right? I was a kid once upon a time.
I'm not walking through no goddamn train. I'm walking around the bitch.
I've walked on train tracks. I've never quietly walked on rocks.
Yeah.
Even barefoot, how the fuck did she do that?
I don't know.
Right, so cool. She gets on the train, she finds...
But you gotta remember, she's been doing it for a bit.
So
it's been a while.
Her feet are rough.
Her feet probably calloused as a motherfucker.
They've adapted to the surroundings.
Leather feet, bro.
So, leather feet? So she gets in the train, she finds a little medical pack. She goes to reach for it. Jump scare, dead body comes out, right? She can't hear, but the audience, we can see one of the death angels crawling through the train.
Yep.
Boom. Slaps the hearing aid against the mic. Joan starts tripping out. It's still coming to her. Takes one shot with the shotgun. Boom. Doesn't take it down. If Cillian Murphy, I don't know how to say his name.
Cillian, I think.
But if he wasn't there, she'd have been dead.
Yeah.
The movie would have had a happy ending. Right? Because now it gets worse. I have to now convince Cillian Murphy, that...
Just pick one.
Let's say Cillian.
There you go.
It's Celtic. Hey, I need you because you have to help me get to the island. She goes to sleep. She wakes up. She's tripping balls. Why? Because her only weapon that she has to protect herself, the hearing aid, is now gone. She's crying. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Right? He comes back. Bitch, I ain't leave yet. I just had to go handle.
You know why he took it with him?
I have no idea.
He took it with him so she wouldn't leave without him.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Right. I'm assuming because I'd have done the same thing because she's gonna panic for a bit. She's gonna okay, well, what am I gonna do? Because I'm not leaving without it. And
I'd killed her ass.
Okay.
So we get to the island. Well, before we get to the island, we get to where the boats are. As a seasoned professional of however many years since it first happened, of you not trusting people. Why are you trusting a random girl?
Facts. Put a bullet in her brain, that creepy ass little baby.
Right. Like, hey, little girl, where the fuck you come from?
I'd have drop kicked her like fucking, what's his face? This is Sparta, bitch.
Right. Like, the moment I saw you standing alone with your back turned.
Now it's going to drive me nuts. What's his name in the 300? Not Gerard Butler, but the character. It's going to bother me now.
Fuck. What was his name? Leonidas.
Leonidas, thank you. Okay, yeah. Drop kick that little baby like Leonidas. I hope you can swim.
Silence! Let's kick the bitch out in the water, yo. Right? But, okay, so you have a group of fanatics. We're calling fanatics. You have a group of fanatics that all band together. You throw, cans and bells around my neck. You know what they were going to do to a deaf girl.
Oh, yeah, they were...
Stripped her ass down.
Yep.
We know where this is going, right? So, one, for the sake of the movie, although I still think she's a menace, I'm glad that didn't happen to her. I'm so glad it did not happen to her.
Because you're a father.
Right. So, Cillian Murphy, super smart, I know how to lure these motherfuckers to us. Let me get this jangle on.
Yeah.
And right when you get close, I'm putting it around your neck and I'm tying you up. Bitch, don't move. He put the hearing aid in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So while the Death Angels are doing their thing, ripping people to pieces, as they do, like, I learned the sign language for it because I thought it was funny. At the beginning of the 2, this isn't dive. This is.
Yeah.
I'm about to dive in.
Yeah.
I've been using this shit all week. Right, so I'm about to dive in. She dives in the water. This is where they find out the Death Angels can't swim.
Right.
Which is also really fucking funny.
Yeah. And we're going to get into that in day 1.
Lips.
Nope.
But when their ears open up, when the head opens up and exposes the ears, they should probably drown almost immediately. But they don't, which is cool.
They've got mouths. They've got teeth.
Oh yeah, they got teeth. You're right. So they should drown relatively fast. You had enough swipes in you to almost kill me. My thing with Cillian Murphy, you have a knife with you, and the rope is wrapped around your neck. You just cut the fucking rope.
Because again, panic.
You are a hardened killer at this point.
He's not a hardened killer at this point.
He is a hardened killer at this point.
Okay.
Cut the rope. Cool. So they sail off, get to the island. Cool. So menace activity ensues, and I know you didn't pay attention to it. Little girl, she's having fun. Hey, we made it to the island. Told you the music was real. Da 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 da. Cillian Murphy not letting his guard down. Oh shit! The boat came. Guys, gotta get off the island. They're here.
No, he didn't just think of that. He saw the boat when he was out wandering.
He was walking, right? But he did that because his guard wasn't down. Like, I know this shit looks safe.
Yeah, but there's something.
One of you motherfuckers are crazy,
yeah.
Right? That was his thought process, I'm assuming. So he's walking. He sees the boat. Shit! I gotta go try to save everybody. They wait. John starts attacking everybody, killing people left and right. Boom, 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 boom. Djimon Hounsou, I always call him Mr. Amistad. That's give us free. But they get in the car, make the sound, gotta lure this thing away. Let's head to the radio tower. Shoom! Head to the radio tower. We get there. Djimon Hounsou gets snatched.
Yeah.
I gotta go make sure my family is taken care of. I gotta go back. If you still think about it, if the girl, deaf girl, never would have left her mother's side and left the note for her brother, Djimon Hounsou, and all of those townspeople would still be alive.
Maybe.
It's not a maybe. The boat never would have.
I'm not disagreeing that she took actions.
The Black Plague.
She took actions that would correlation, not causation. They're all correlated.
It was selfish of her.
Of course, it was.
I'm the only deaf person for 20-mile radius. I can save the world. No, stay on your mother's side. We'll get there when we get there. If you would have followed orders, if her dad was still alive, Dad would not have let her just wander.
First of all, if Dad was still alive, they wouldn't be where they are. They would still be at the farm.
You might be right, but they would be alive. That's the point behind it.
Again,
she killed more people in the first and second movie than the Death Angels actually. She's a menace.
She didn't kill more people than the Death Angels in the first.
She led to the death of other people more than.
But not by maliciously thinking, I'm going to take all these steps to be a murderer.
It wasn't malicious. It was selfish.
Okay. Agreed.
She's a menace.
Yes. Well, I'll concede to that.
She's a menace.
But it's not like she did it intentionally. She didn't wake up to say, I'm going to make all these choices to make all these people die. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't think she did. I don't think she did. She made selfish, impulsive decisions because she's a fucking child.
They weren't impulsive though.
They were impulsive.
I literally waited till my brother went to sleep to leave a note on the radio that says, "Gotta go, bro."
Do you think if people are awake, they're gonna let me go?
But it wasn't impulsive if you left a note. That shit was premeditated, partner.
Okay, premeditated in the sense that yes, I'm planning on going, but like the impulse of like I'm not gonna listen to you, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because you're an asshole.
Because you're a child.
You're an asshole.
With a non-developed prefrontal lobe.
She's an asshole.
Okay. Agree to disagree, my friend.
She got her brother killed. She got her daddy killed. She got a whole fucking township killed.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't believe
it. And then you almost got Cillian Murphy killed. You had to save him. Because he never would have got his legs sliced open if you never was at the island to begin with.
Okay, here's a random tangent I want to go on.
Okay.
And, this is just
Tangents.
It goes on the first and second and the original.
Okay.
What's made me curious is obviously we don't know where these things come from.
Right.
We know what type of planet. We can assume because they're high pressure. They're
you're right too. I'm about to say like we don't know the planet, but we know that it was a high pressure, no sunlight.
Yeah,
That's
well, yeah, because you're blind. Yeah,
yeah.
If you like, if people went into caves and stayed there for thousands of years, we'd lose our sight too because it's too dark, or we'd adapt night vision. Either way, you know. But so. But the thing that always gets me is the water just the sound of like running water or like rain or that? Is it just white noise that cancels out lower things? Or is it something that they're aware of because they had it where they came from?
Good point. And I thought the exact same thing because the causation, good word, from the first one when Baby was born.
Right.
And when John Krasinski went to go find his kids, when the screen panned back, water was running.
Right.
One, where the fuck did water come from?
Right.
But I
Burst
agree.
pipe
like,
or something.
What happened, or when it came down to the Death Angels, what happened in the sense that they couldn't hear past water?
Right.
We know.
I'm thinking, like, my first thought was like, okay, they must come from a place that has water, so they're familiar with the sound of, like, a liquid or something, because it doesn't have to be water, but something of similar density and viscosity would make similar sounds.
Yeah.
So, like, it has to be something you're familiar with, because otherwise you'd be fucking curious, like, what is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How many of us is going to walk into this thing and find out we can't swim?
Right, facts. So, that's the other piece, is, like, that always threw me off, and but the other part of that would be, I think it's just like a white noise, like it's just a constant, steady static almost that muffles lower decibel sounds.
Makes sense,
right? But yeah, so that was cool because it was like, and again, another thing that they like, that's a weakness, is like lure them bitches into a big ass body of water, get them onto a barge, and then kick that shit out to sea.
Which also is kind of what threw me off too. About this is getting into day one. How were they smart enough not to jump into the water?
Facts. That's what I'm saying.
It threw me off.
I think it has to do, like, I wonder if it, because the clicking, I'm assuming they don't ever confirm it, but it's some sort of echolocation. They're getting reverberation back off of the things. So maybe water is it does well, but even large bodies of water would have to reflect sound like a solid surface, I would imagine. But maybe it's because it like how the sound dissipates out, so they're like, oh, there's nothing coming back. So if it's a cliff or something where it's just air,
but then that doesn't explain. Again, I love terror movies like this part. I hate those motherfuckers. But that's just like in day one when I'm gonna call it a sewer.
Right. Yeah, or the subway. Some underground tunnel.
Yeah. When they were going through the water.
He was up on,
John was above him. And it hurt him because dude was freaking the fuck out.
Right.
Which we got to get back to that too. This shit was funny. It dove in the water. Well, it ran down the pipes and dove in the water trying to get him.
Yeah.
And then it drowned.
Yeah.
It had to know water was in there.
Maybe.
So why at the end of day one, when they were on the pier, I'm going to chase you. But I ain't gonna run too far because
again, I think you can. I'm assuming, because I'm not a fucking creature with echolocation. I have eyes, but like, if my vision, or senses without vision is I'm getting feedback from the surrounding area, I would imagine that I would be able to tell if there's something over here, based on how the sound is coming back to me. Okay. But if there's endlessness, right? And not endlessness, but there's nothing for miles. That sound's going to go out. It's not going to bounce back. So that's just going to tell me to stop. And like, I think back to think Daredevil, when they showed like how he saw in the movies, the terrible Ben Affleck one. That would probably give them some sort of vision or something. And so they would probably be able to roughly make out their surroundings. So I would have. That's what I'm assuming is they're just not seeing that, and they're gonna, just not jump. I don't know.
I can dig it. Oh, I also called the aliens racist.
Okay.
Why, Doc? Why? Opening scene. They killed a black cop first.
That wasn't the first one.
They took the black cop out. And
In part 2?
Part 2. And then they went in the restaurant. And started
they had murked many people before the cop.
Started putting paws on people in that restaurant.
Because they're screaming.
Like, bro's sitting back, he's like, don't say nothing. What happens? Dude freaks out. As soon as he dude freaks out, he picks his daughter up and hauls ass. John Krasinski is the man. Again, haul ass. And that and I think it was only one of them in the restaurant. Took the whole restaurant out. Yeah. Shit was crazy.
Yeah. That's it. So, okay. We've covered mostly part 2. I think you get to the end of that. Are we ready to well, we don't even have to move into the second one. I just want to talk about the Death Angel theories. They don't eat people. We don't ever see them consume. No, hold on, because I know where you're going. I'm going to get there. We don't ever see them eat with their mouth people. Right. What we see them eat is from a deleted scene in day 1 where it eats those spore things. But it's using the people and whatever that goopy shit was to feed the spores or the fruit or eggs or whatever it was.
And that's what threw me off about the movie. I need more.
Oh, of course, 100% facts.
Deleted scenes, did my little Googles and everything, which I took notes of and everything. So apparently they were saying that they use the innards and flesh of humans,
minerals, vitamins,
to support the spores or whatever the fuck.
There was like a little mini farm for nutrients.
They called it the farm.
Right.
I didn't know that until I saw the deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Right. So as they were doing that, I was sitting there thinking, like, what kind of sex are the Death Angels? Because,
probably asexual.
So I'm just dropping eggs off.
Right.
But if we know there weren't humans on your planet. We have to know that.
Well, so here's the other thing too: is a lot of the elements that that make up humans and make up stuff around us might not always be prevalent in other planets, but there's going to be some similarities. Carbon, all those things. Yeah. So that's probably where they're feeding off of us, is like getting similar nutrients. But so this leads me into my other thing. Was this just a random asteroid that they happened to live on? That they came from,
apparently
or
the planet blew up.
Okay.
Which I want to know what caused the planet.
Was that a confirmed thing from the directors or from the?
Yeah, there was an interview. It was posted to Screen Rant. That's how I found it.
Okay.
So when I was reading up about the Death Angels, the Screen Rant interview came up with, I forgot the guy's name that helped Krasinski write the movie, and they confirmed it. Okay. Planet exploded. Some of them escaped on the asteroid.
Gotcha.
Asteroid crash landed on Earth.
Okay. So that makes sense though, because like whatever mushrooms or spores or whatever the things are, spores can survive in the vacuum of space. So I thought that was a cool kind of just realistic scientific callback, if you will. But yeah, like I don't know. They don't ever say what type of sex they are, but I would imagine there's some type of asexual being where they can change at will
Xenomorphs.
or right. Yeah.
I had a really weird question too. End of the world, the same scenario. You free balling? It's less friction.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to make as less noise as possible.
I'm probably putting on some sort of like slick Under Armour. I don't like being free like that. I need some type of support.
I legit might go like ancient Rome. I might just wear a loincloth.
Nah, because he slaps around.
Agreed. But I'd rather slap around freely.
No, I'm talking.
I know.
It's making noise. It's audibly making noise.
That's crazy. I'm never answering this question. I be swinging.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's pitter patter. Think about it. If you start running.
You're running.
Facts. I need it to be high, tight, supported.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what's that sound? That's good. Fucking Naruto runs in the background.
Yeah, plus it's going to create drag, so I need it to be...
Clip close to the body.
Aerodynamic.
But yeah,
that's funny.
That's crazy. But also again, the racism of the aliens, the Death Angels. She also got Mr. Amistad killed by going to the radio station. We talked about it. Instead of helping, they ripped down the front of it and snatched him away. Also her fault. They could have ran in and killed everybody, but they only killed the black man. Aliens are racist. Well, next movie. Oh, and I ain't like the ending as good as the first one. Like, it still went to black like it was now, instead of it being mom blowing the Death Angel's head off with the shotgun, cocking it, and then screen goes black. It's now she sticks a metal rod in the fleshy part of the head,
right?
While little brother pulls the magnum out and blows Jones' head off.
Yep.
Like, and that's when it ended. It was dope, but it just wasn't as epic,
right?
As we know we can do.
Yeah,
and the screen goes blank. So I fuck with the ending, but the ending was not as good. Ending scene specifically, was definitely not as good as the first one. But now we get to the prequel.
Day one. First of all,
I'm going to post a picture up here too, because I took it while I was watching the movie. And this is where I said New Yorkers are going to hate me for this. So one, why did they have Lupita Nyong'o looking like not Charlie Murphy, Tyrone Biggum?
She's got cancer, bro.
No, bro, she had a white face at a certain when the explosion happened. When they were trying to get back to the bus.
Oh, the ash.
Yeah, she looked.
It was an explosion.
She looked like Tyrone Biggums though, from the jacket and the skull cap.
I can't. You're not wrong. That was kind of.
But I'm gonna let you get your drop though, because I'm telling you, the part of New Yorkers about to hate me. I'm gonna expose that shit real quick. Go ahead, though.
I don't even remember where I was going. I liked day one. I got a lot more information on the things that really tickled the curiosity with day one. Was just like, okay, or from the first two, where it was like, okay, how many were there? Because they only show that one little asteroid. I'm like, oh, so this got to be only 2 or 3 of these motherfuckers, right? Yeah. But there were hundreds of these motherfuckers, and so I'm like, okay, so they're everywhere. One, fuck the military, not in real life, okay? Thank you all for your 100%. In the movie, these motherfuckers flying their goddamn helicopters over, stay inside. Blah, blah. You're drawing them out, and we're the ones down here. You're safe up in the air.
And that was one of my questions. How high can these motherfuckers jump?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't asking questions, but I would imagine if one of them's up on the Empire State Building and you fly by, it's gonna lunge towards you, right? And then I wonder if it's gonna land and not die. Maybe it does. I don't know because of the armor.
I'm about to say it's high pressure to how they were grown, so I don't think a drop is going to kill them.
Well, it depends how high, but you're not wrong, right? Because they landed from a fucking space rock, so they have to be, But yeah, so in the movie, I'm going to clarify again. In the movie, fuck the military, because those motherfuckers, I wrote them down as enemy number 1 because you're fucking using your loudspeakers.
Because the daughter wasn't in this one.
Listen, they okay, I get it. Shut the fuck up.
Yes. Because
you're flying through here, you're dragging these motherfuckers out. I'm trying to get there, and here comes a helicopter, and they're following the sound. Yeah. So the enemy number 1. Number 2, I'm not going in no crowd with nobody.
Thank you. You talking about when the horde of people started walking down the street?
Facts. The stupidest fucking decision ever. I get it. Your first inclination is to be around other people. But people are dumb. Yes. Large groups of people are even dumb. I'm not doing it.
Yes. And so that was where I had to take away from the movie. Right. And this is why, for me, from the world that they had already built, also, and again, John Krasinski was still behind the scenes on this movie. Yeah. There was a clear breakdown of information from 1, 2 to day 1. Well, progressively in the movies, not going chronologically.
Oh yeah, you're going.
Sound
you're going from
started not making the sense that it made in the first 2.
Yeah.
In the first one, second one, again, we're walking on dirt, we're walking on sand, we're shoes off, we're barefooted.
We've evolved. We've learned. We've learned some things.
Yeah, it's been. We're purposely trying not to make too much noise.
Right.
They were talking like shit.
Okay, you have to also remember there was a call out in the beginning of the movie that talks about the level of sound.
New York is at 90 decibels every day.
Correct.
Again, which I also made note of that. That's probably the worst place. That and LA has to be the worst place for those motherfuckers to hit.
Oh yeah,
it's always loud, but just the level of
disregard.
Yeah, like. In the first and second films, like, you made it known.
Right.
We were sign languaging because of my daughter's ASL. So cool, we doing sign language. But in this one, despite the sign language stuff, it was so much dialogue in the movie. You motherfuckers are going to die.
Well, so remember, they don't know that yet.
They did. Because remember, after the things already hit and Lupita Nyong'o's character got blown back. She woke up in the theater.
Right.
In the theater.
Well, no. Yeah.
Everybody was like, "You're out there."
Yeah. No, I still think though, like the ambient noise level is going to be vastly different in a metropolitan city versus out in the boonies where they were in 1 and 2.
Okay.
Even though it's still a city and it's not as loud, you got to think there's buildings burning, there's buildings falling, there's rubble moving.
But they don't know that shit. Fight or flight should have kicked in like, cool, we know at this point niggas are getting snatched by sound. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
That's why they jumped so quickly when the cat had the beller on his neck.
Right.
One, fuck that cat.
First of all, did you realize, and we were laughing about this, I didn't realize it until later, and Kira had mentioned it too. But like the cat's name was Frodo.
It was hilarious.
Her name is Sam. Sam and
Sam
Frodo.
And Frodo. Yeah.
I didn't make that
Easter
link. Yeah, but
like,
first of all, yeah, the cat didn't make sense throughout the whole movie.
Fuck that cat. I said the cat was the equivalent of the fucking girl.
The cat was more of a menace than the girl was.
No.
Yes.
Menace.
People were making dumb decisions because of the cat. I'd have let that cat go.
She was making the dumb decisions for everyone. Anyway, so what I thought was also funny was again, I'm not racist, but I just thought it was funny because I find racial jokes hilarious. By the way, going into an Asian market and saying you can't have a cat in here.
Bro, first of all, the cat was sitting on the counter, bro. It's a service cat.
I died laughing at that part because
it's a service cat.
You can't have a cat in here.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That shit sent me. I also found it funny that these things were crashing meteors from outer space, but had already had cops zooming through the streets before anything actually happened. So before the initial impact, military and cop cars were shooting.
Well, you have to probably think through like real world scenario, right? Alien monsters aside, there's got to be some sort of sensors or detectors that are call like, hey, we got shit coming. We don't know what it is, but it's a lot and it's coming soon.
And you don't think that they'll be like NYPD tell people to stay indoors? Nah, they were just zooming past them. All they knew was, hey, we gotta get back to hospice care.
Let's
not getting pizza, bitch.
Let's take a second and think about. That's probably one of the most realistic parts about this movie.
That the NYPD didn't give a fuck about people.
That the government and agencies don't have their shit together.
Agreed. And the NYPD don't give a fuck about people.
Right.
Right. So, also, again, dumb part of the movie, which, again, I get the breakdown later, which, this is more where that, not foreshadowing, I'm gonna just call them Easter eggs, but, like the Sam and Frodo thing.
Right.
She was going on a journey.
Yeah.
And the journey was...
for pizza.
A ring. Pizza's a circle. Right?
Well, nothing's original. You know that.
Nothing. But that's what I thought was funny. Though.
That is funny.
Again,
I didn't even think about that until you mentioned it. That's actually pretty clever.
Fuck that cat.
Yeah.
Fuck that pizza. Like, New York pizza's good. It's not I'm about to risk my life good.
Well, she's already gonna die. We know that.
Which again, I get the meaning, the greater meaning behind it. But you don't know when you're gonna die.
And first of all, if I'm gonna die, it's the end of the world. I ain't going for no fucking pizza. I'm going for some pussy.
Right there with you. Somebody's going to be fucked.
Right. Cheeks getting clapped before the end of the world.
What was funny about this shit too, like you did all this for like the ending of the story, like you did all this for some pizza and to be back in the place where your dad took you when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, I get that.
I get it. It makes perfect sense. But question for you and question for the comment section: would you rather go out slowly from cancer, painfully, or just let the death angel swipe your head?
I'm getting swiped. I'm going out like a savage. I'm gonna find a place that has some sort of like weapon, shield, or something, and I'm just gonna go out in the middle of the street and I'm gonna start screaming, and the first motherfucker I see, I'm running towards, and I'm just gonna go out like a savage.
Agreed.
And then at the last moment I'm about to go out, World Star.
I was like, I'm getting butt ass naked. I'm going out like I came in. I'm butt ass naked. I'm gonna have a shield in one hand, a fucking spear in the other one. Ding, 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 ding. And when I see you, I'm charging at your head on.
Yeah.
I'm going out like a G.
Yeah.
Right? But again, so funny shit. But back to the movies though. So we got the trek. We find the guy that was floating underwater in the sun.
Although, hold on, I take that back though, because it might not be quick. They might slice me in half and I'm still alive.
Nah, you going down, bro.
I mean, I know I'm going down eventually, but I want it to be like lights out, quick, switch, gone. Not...
And I say that right, and which also another dumb point in the movie that I didn't like about none of them. Like the only strand of the movie that I didn't like. The things went off of hypersensitivity sound.
Right.
So, let's say we're upstairs. Hey! Joe, come through the window. Why would you stand in the same location?
Facts.
So, I say that because in day one, the generator cuts on. Why the fuck were you trying to cut the generator off?
I'm dipping.
That's your distraction. I was sitting back like, it's noise. They
already coming.
Yeah.
They're coming to the place with pinpoint accuracy where the noise was. They're coming already.
Swipe the generator.
Right.
Keep on about their business if y'all don't make any sense.
Yeah, so it's getting turned off regardless. But I guess to the other point too, though, is that like they're there and they're in the area anyways. So it's like
his shirt got snagged. I would have just walked away.
Yeah.
My man turned around and saw the shit coming, and then that was also what's funny. In day one, in the first two, they were swiping like from head to chest.
Yeah.
And day one, they were snatching people.
You know what though? I noticed too that in the first two, they looked bigger.
Yeah.
In the first one, they were a little bit smaller.
Except for the one that was in the phone.
Oh yeah, because that's
like
old.
When he was sitting on the bar. This thing's head was huge.
He's the farmer. He's chilling around the stuff. He ain't going out and doing all the hunting.
I was like, why is this motherfucker so big?
Yeah.
Pause. Like, huge. Pause. I can't keep... We're moving off the nigga from the farm, yo. But, again, just the way that everything kind of broke down leading up to the farm. Like, you find the guy from... He was in the subway. Cat runs away from you. Fuck that cat. Cat runs away from you. He finds the other guy that was in the subway. Cool. You find... You come to him because you're chasing your cat. Oh, do not follow me. But then you make this man take you back to your apartment. This is where I thought the movie was really smart. By now, Lupita Nyong'o understood these niggas are coming for sound. Mm-hmm. She timed the lightning strike to the thunder boom, kicked the door down.
Yep.
I thought that shit was fire.
Yeah.
It was a really good thing to add. I was like, one, why you don't know where your keys at? That's cool. But now,
where was she staying?
Hospice.
Right.
But
she wasn't living there.
Right. How long was she in hospice? Because
we don't know.
All of her things were there. Right. It's New York. 33 days past doing your bill, they're taking all your shit out.
Wasn't she successful something or other?
A poet.
Yeah, she probably had money. I don't know. First of all, we can argue about that all day, but movies are dumb when it comes to shit like that. It's like, you a poet, but you got this type of apartment? Where?
Yeah.
Or maybe dad owned it and it's paid off.
That makes sense, and I
so
think that.
You know, but
also this was when before they left on their quest, for the pizza. When they were still in the theater and Djimon Hounsou
One
was
pizza
alive,
to rule them all.
and they were on and they were in the stairwell going towards the roof. And the dude was screaming.
Right.
Why do people get so triggered when somebody says calm down?
Because you're telling me what to do, bro. Tell me to fucking calm down. It's the end of the world. Shit's popping off. People are dying. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I don't want to die. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I'm shitting in my pants.
I've never been that person.
I'm terrified.
If I'm wilding and, hey, calm the fuck down. All right, bro, chill out.
But again, I don't want to ever think about how I would be in that situation. But like in my mind, I'm generally a pretty calm fucking person.
Yeah. Like,
anyways.
If I'm flying off the handles at any point, it's for.
But first of all, I'm not telling nobody to come down. I'm knocking you the fuck out. You getting 2-piece to the jaw. You're going to sleep.
But what if they hear
I don't give a shit. You're going to sleep, and that body's gonna be the one that you're snoring because I'm gonna knock you out. So you're gonna be my distraction. I'm gonna give you a 2-piece to the chin.
And that's why I'm so cool.
Right.
Because again, if I get knocked out, I'm snoring. The whole town's going down.
Right. Well, you already seen all the sharp things I got. Somebody's getting snanked.
That shit crazy, yo. But again, like I like the way that day one was filmed. Like,
yes,
we've advanced in technology, and of course, day one was in 2024. It was earlier this year.
Right.
So the way that now we can incorporate more CGI. Like, I want to say it was like a bank when they made the beeline for it, and something got caught inside the twisting door,
the turnstile.
Yeah, and when they pushed past it, and all of them, the death angels started descending upon them.
Oh, facts.
Like the movie was shot fucking great.
Yeah,
like it was a really good movie. And then one thing I noticed from the first two against day one, and I guess like as time goes on, the herd thinned out. Mm-hmm. Like they went their own locations and everything. And the first two, when it came out to Death Angels, it was quick.
Yeah.
Snatch you gone. Slice you gone. You never really had the chance to see them.
Right.
And day one, you saw everything.
Yeah.
And that's, again, it's what I could appreciate more about the movie. It was like, it led you to see.
They needed to show more. It needed to be more chaotic. They're setting up setting up the rest.
Here's an epicenter. We all crash land. You about to see me and all my cousins fuck your city up.
Yeah.
Right? But this is where I'm gonna post a little pictures at somewhere, right? Like I did last episode. Why does New York City at all times look like it's post-apocalyptic? I have a picture of New York, literally from like 3 nights ago. Just overhead view of New York. It looks post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
People
are dirty.
So when I do these pictures,
let me make a distinction. I'm not saying New Yorkers are dirty. I'm saying people are dirty.
Agreed.
Okay? But you got to think about it like this too. You've got millions of people
crammed in one place
in a tiny space.
Agreed. But again, and that's all threw me off too, right? They had New York mice in that movie. We know damn well they should have been New York rats running around
as big as fucking Frodo.
Yeah, like, and it was a part in the movie where fuck that cat. That cat started running down the street.
Uh-huh.
It was chasing a mouse.
Yeah,
the mouse like this big, bro. Yeah. I said that's not real.
No, it's not a New York rat.
That fucking New York rat.
The motherfuckers is the size of footballs, dude. My square bitch.
Yeah, like. Fuck you in your ring.
Yeah.
My precious.
What is the New Yorkers always say?
What up, B?
What up, B? Yeah. What up, B?
Square. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, this bullshit. You know what I mean? Don't play that shit around the motherlands, B, around Yonkers. Huh?
No, I liked the fact that it was, there was a little bit more talking. There was a little bit more, because I thought that played into the fact that it's still like, obviously they know sound, but like they don't really know. Yeah. Like they know, but they don't really know. They don't know what they can get away with yet, And so like that was cool, but also like because I had that first thought too, was like, y'all motherfuckers are being too goddamn loud.
Yep.
But I think that the ambient noise of a city is going to be vastly different from that of where 1 and 2 took place, and also 1 and 2 was probably some time later, so it's calmed down. There's less people. So it's been a year.
Yeah.
Right, less people. It's a much quieter part of the state. So yeah, but yeah, day one was great. There was a lot of cool fucking scenes. They definitely. The CGI was a lot better. The deleted farm scene, I wish they would have kept that in there because, I still want more. I want to know, where did these motherfuckers come from? How did they get here? Okay, and this comes back to it's confirmed. I'm kind of sad because I had a theory. My first thought watching day one was okay, was this by just random cosmic chance that these meteors came right? Or was this were they an extermination force? We're going to send you to the planet, you take out the populace or at least dwindle it down so we can come in and take the resources without a big fight, right? Because they got nukes. We're probably watching from afar and going, oh, these little monkeys got fucking... I mean, that's what we are. We're primates, right? Fucking... They've got nukes, they've got weapons, they've got, things. So, let's just send these motherfuckers down there that we know they can't beat.
The drones. And
take everybody out, or a most, and then we have no occupying... We can be the occupying force. That was my first thought. So I'm a little bummed that, it was confirmed that their planet just blew up. Yeah. So, that sucks. But, were they the most sophisticated being on that planet, or were they just the ones that survived?
Makes sense.
Because if they would have to be the apex predators of their planet. Because if they weren't, then
they were killers.
Yeah, well, yes, I'm saying they had to be the top. Because if they weren't, then whatever's the top would have probably survived. Yeah. Because I would imagine if they had chilling, going to some other place.
Right.
So
a part of the movie that at some point, even if you look at the grand scope of one. Let's say military intelligence should have picked up on these motherfuckers are bullet resistant, fire resistant, bomb resistant,
high pressure resistant.
Yeah,
right. Because kinetic energy is a pressure, right?
So they know this shit. Why didn't anybody in the military think about using an LRAD?
A what?
A LRAD. I wrote it down. It's a long range acoustic device. Because that's normally meant for crowd control.
Right. That was the biggest crux of this whole movie is if the thing is sensitive to hearing, use loud, high pitched fucking noises.
Yeah,
distract them.
Expand.
Right.
You see the ear canals going in. Again, I'm still a fan of finger in the ear hole, but whatever. Yeah, but where do you think the safest place would have been for you to hide the entire movie?
Ooh, that's a good.
I got a joke one and I got a serious one.
So I would have tried to find. It's probably not in the United States, but I'm sure you've seen it. Is that place where it's the quietest fucking room in the world, where it's so soundproof that people can't spend more than if you can spend, I think they said a day or some arbitrary amount of time. You win $1 million. So they're so sure that people aren't going to do it because. It's so quiet that you hear your own heartbeat, you hear your bones and shit.
That shit and cool. I'll be a millionaire real quick. I can do that. I love solitude.
Yeah, well,
but
some place like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's it depends because probably the people with bunkers, but even then,
bunkers make sense.
I don't know how acute their hearing is.
But what's can you think of a regular place that you could probably run to that you'll be safe?
Regular place that I could run to that would be safe. A waterfall?
Waterfall is smart. Right. I said a studio. And you're in New York. Why don't you just fucking run to a studio? They're soundproof.
Bet. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Now the joke answer was Diddy's house.
Why do you think you'd be safe at Diddy's house?
Because Diddy has a bunch of recording studios in his house. Or had. And Baby Oil.
Baby oil, yeah, light them bitches on fire.
No, which also was another question because she blew the oxygen tank up and it survived it, right? Fire. I'm gonna get back to that in 2 seconds. They're so fast, I bet you they don't have any friction. Or that baby before they go and slide over that place. They ain't gonna be able to jump and get you. Anyway, moving on. But what I was gonna go back to, right? In a battle to the death. Xenomorph versus Death Angel.
Death Angel.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
because it's fucking. We've seen Xenomorphs get shot. We've seen them get punctured with things. You ain't puncturing this thing. Now I get they've got their. I know they got the acid, but I'm assuming that because the fire and all that shit ain't messing with them. I'm taking the fucking Death Angel over Xenomorph.
I thought Xenomorph, and only because of the acid, but I was like, 'cause even in the event that you swiping them, that acid's got to be able to chew through you.
Maybe.
Which then brought
but
up another
faster than you can get swiped.
Absolutely not. You still die, but I think the Xenomorphs, it's more of them.
Right.
But again, which fast forwards to another part, which I thought was hilarious. Like, I watch a lot of movies, so I make these kind of comparisons all the time, right? So, still speaking of aliens, the Xenomorphs. So, let's say again, arguably this movie was 2004, right? When she was leaving, I think it was the church, she grabbed a pair of Reebok Classics. Who else wore Reebok Classics in the movie universe? Ellen motherfucking Ripley. In the year 2124.
That's right. Yeah, she did. Yeah, Reebok Classics.
So you're telling me 124 years later, Ellen Ripley in Reeboks. Reeboks were still standing.
Yeah.
I'm about to be wearing Reeboks, man. But if you wear Reebok Classics, you surviving.
Right.
Like, that's how you get out of. If aliens invade the Earth, get your pair of Reebok Classics. Aunt Nene, I want your collection. But yeah, 2024. That's what I took the note of. 2022. I'm sorry. Aliens came out. That's when the movie was supposed to be, and Ellen Ripley had Reebok Classics. So yeah. I did not like that. Again, fuck that cat. When they went and found that the pizza place was destroyed, and old boy went around the corner and found another pizza place.
The shitty 99-cent pizza.
Yeah. Why was that cat eating the pizza, yo?
Why isn't it? Cat's hungry.
Keep your grubby ass paws off my pizza. Your paws have been in New York streets.
Yeah.
Pissy New York streets. Sorry, New Yorkers. Pissy New York streets.
Get off my pizza. Yeah. Fuck, cat's hungry, man. It's post-apocalypse. I need food too.
Fuck that cat.
Nah, that was her cat. Frodo and Sam are like this.
Clearly, I would have cooked that cat.
I mean, if it got to a point, yeah.
And get to the point, I don't like cats. I would have cooked that cat. Cat would have been dead as shit.
First of all, if it was you, you wouldn't have had the cat to begin with.
Very true. But I'm saying...
So it's a moot point.
I'm just saying that cat...
I just like the word moot.
Moot. That cat was the embodiment of the girl from First Two.
Poor baby.
I said to grab a little pause. I've wrote this shit so many times. I wish I could see it.
The other thing that blew my mind was they were communicating.
Yeah.
They were. Yeah.
To the left. Everything he owns in the box to the left. Like, and the aliens was like, yeah, we can get your ass. And that's what makes you so...
No, I don't mean the people. I mean the aliens.
Yeah, I mean the aliens.
Yeah, okay.
Like, that's what makes you so dope. Like, again, the first two setting the scene of it, there weren't too many of them.
Yeah, you didn't see more of them, more than one.
Always, they said it was one or two in the area.
Yeah.
But in this joint, when you got to see, like, legitimately the army of Death Angels, like, especially like when they're in the farm, like, we're crawling all around the joint. They open it up, and then like 6 of them pop up, and it's like back up, bitches man.
Well, that'd be the other thing too, because if you think about it as well, like they blew all the bridges. So like if they're on the main island, and let's say New York has the highest concentration of them, and they can't go in water, that's the first thing they did. They blew the motherfucking bridges.
Yeah, it made sense.
So they contained them,
which still makes you. It's smart, but it's not smart military wise, because I don't think they were thinking blow it up to separate us from them. It was blown up because we don't want this thing spreading.
Yeah.
So, in the grand scheme of things, it made perfect sense. But again, as a military, like, and FEMA, I didn't give a fuck about people. Y'all were like, oh, y'all in New York? Alright, sorry for you, brother.
Right, peace.
See y'all later.
Holla at your boy.
As we get towards the close of the movie in the third act, she sacrifices herself. She gives dude her overcoat. She gives dude Frodo. And a gripping rundown scene now ensues, narrowly getting away. He finds the letter. He finds the letter that she wrote to him. Then she rips off her headphones as Nina Simone's "Feeling Good" is playing. What a great song to get killed to.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because Eminem's CD was called "Music to Get Murdered To." That song should have been in there.
Yeah.
Like, Nina Simone, again, well before my time. I was loving music, but doom, da doom, da doom. It was dope. Like yes, like at that point she was like, I have reached my pinnacle. I got back to where my pops was at. I had my pizza, even though it wasn't real Patsy's pizza. Right. Like I had some liquor.
I knew that was going to happen halfway through the movie. I was like, she's only letting him follow her because she's going to try to get him to the boat, and she's going to end up having to do the sacrifice play because they're going to get there and because that highest concentration of people and noise and all that. So there's going to be a grip of them. And as soon as they get there and I see them like chilling by the edge and they're like moving towards like where the boat is, I'm like, oh, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
She's going to draw him off. So I was partly wrong because I thought she was going to draw him off and die in that moment. But you know what though? I think that was her intention. Think about it. The whole movie, she knows she's going to die. She's got no reason to live. She's going on to everybody else that would say, like he said, you know, in that scene when they're in the house, he's like, I think the world's ending. And she's like, but it's the last slice of pizza and I'm going to get it. She didn't care. Right. But leading up to the point where when she's running and she's like throwing the fucking, hitting the crowbar on the cars and drawing the alarms, it was in that moment, I think, where she was like, oh, I don't want to die just yet.
Yeah.
And she lived. And then she died when she was actually ready. And she got to go out on her terms. I mean.
And again, that's where the sound thing it kept throwing me off because, again, for the purposes of the movies and what they were doing, you could have thrown every car in New York does not have a fucking alarm on it.
No.
Again, I get this movie.
Yeah.
It pissed me off that every time they hit a car, we don't need all that, right? So you potentially could have gotten away by just hurling your crowbar.
Right.
That you ran down the fucking street.
But she won't going to be running like him as be able to as fast.
Because you have to think about it. If I would have threw this crowbar and landed on random 2014 Honda Civic, which should not have been out, which was also in the movie, breaks the window, horn goes off, and everybody goes rushing to it.
Right.
These things weren't walking casually through the streets. They're jumping on cars, they're running past you, they're knocking things over.
Right.
Inadvertently creating more fucking sound.
Yeah, facts. Okay.
So even when you get to the source of the first sound that you was knocked off, and
there's other yeah.
Now all the cars you bumped